Good morning. Today we're going to begin with a song of welcome and joy that is well known to many of you. Enter, Rejoice, and Come In, which is in your great hymnal, number 361, if you're curious, but the words will also be behind me on the screen. So here we go. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Open, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Greetings, friends, and welcome. Welcome to this hour of worship at the First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa. I'm the Reverend Lara. My pronouns are she and her, and it is my honor to serve as the minister of this congregation. I'm joined today by our worship associate, Alexis, and by all of you, those of you that are here in the sanctuary with us and those joining us online. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for being here. This place is made holy by your presence. Welcome. Welcome to all. And a special welcome to those who are visiting with us for the first time, or the first time in a long time, or maybe just your second or third time and you're still not sure time. Welcome. Welcome. We are delighted to have you all here with us. However you are present, in body or in spirit, whatever the gifts and wounds or burdens and joys you are carrying, whatever you come here seeking, whatever path of your journey brought you here today, know that you are welcome in this space, in this place, in this time. After the service, please join us for a coffee, unless you're involved in the myriad of things that he has laid out for you. Coffee and conversation in the fellowship hall, and if you are willing and interested to take a green mug, then people will know that you're a newcomer and might introduce themselves to you in that way. There are many activities happening here. I can't keep track of them all. I'm learning every single day about something new that this congregation is doing or has been doing forever. Check it out online or in the EUU newsletter that's available through the website and through email and through all the other socials. And you can use the QR code on the back of your order of service to track all that stuff down. Whatever brings you here to First U this morning, may our worship and community during this time help you to find and keep your balance and inspire you to lead a loving life of integrity, service, and joy. Let us now center ourselves to begin our time together. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join in singing our opening hymn. It's in the gray hymnal, number 347. It'll also be on the screen above. Gather the Spirit.
Thank you, Jen, and welcome back, Fusion Choir, as well. We missed you. Today's centering words are brought to us by Reverend Gretchen Haley, called "We Belong to Each Other." We are keepers of hope, holders of memory, storytellers, and song weavers pulling on this thread of truth, this other march of history that might otherwise fail to find its footing. That life is filled with kindness, bold beauty, courageous compassion, sacrifice for the common good, and a wide willingness to embrace neighbors and strangers as kin. We are here to do the work of hope, remembering the past, remembering ourselves, imagining our most possible future for this life that teeters too often on the edge of forgetting. We belong to each other. Bring all you are, every shadow, every light, every hope, every fear. For this radiant hour, come, let us be hope for each other. Come, let us worship together. We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith, the light of truth, and the warmth of love. Our chalice has now been lit, and now let's sing our chalice song.
So many new traditions this year. Thank you for being open and welcoming to trying new things. Each time we gather for worship, we set aside a moment to expand the caring ministry of this congregation. Together, we recognize the cycle of life and death, and the circle of love and compassion and witness that is at the center of this and every sacred community. Let us prepare our hearts for this time of sharing with the sounding of our new singing bowl. As we drop stones into water, it symbolizes the many joys and sorrows that we carry. The ripples, they wind their way out to be held and carried by many, many hearts. And so in community, we share both the burdens and the celebrations of our lives and of the larger world beyond our reach, beyond our vision, sometimes beyond our understanding. Today, from among our community, we share a stone of joy as we celebrate with Alexandra and Jim Devine, who celebrated their 65th wedding anniversary on September 3rd. They were married in the Unitarian Church of Our Father on Elgin Street 65 years ago. Please stop by the caring card table at the back of the sanctuary after the service to add your wishes to a greeting card for them. And we also share a caring card and a stone of care and concern for Lena Talbach, who is recovering from Lyme disease. I invite you now to come forward, as is the way here, to share silently the stones that you're carrying in your hearts of joys and sorrows, of celebrations and concerns. these final stones are for those that remain unspoken in our hearts, those joys, those sorrows, those concerns. As we share them together, may our burdens be lightened and may our celebrations be amplified. I invite us to join now into a time of quiet reflection, meditation, prayer.
Today's anthem will be performed by Fusion. This is the piece Hymn to Freedom by Oscar Peterson. Of course, well-known jazz virtuoso pianist with 200 recordings, 8 Grammys, who was born in Montreal. And of course in Ottawa you may also know him as the statue outside the National Arts Centre that plays piano all the time. Hymn to Freedom was written in 1962 and was swiftly embraced as an anthem of the civil rights movement. It was sort of inspired by the spirituals and the Baptist hymns of Oscar Peterson's youth, but he wanted it to carry a very simple, universal message of peace and unity and a call for human dignity.
Reading from Wendell Berry, The Larger Circle. We clasp the hands of those that go before us, and the hands of those who come after us. We enter the little circle of each other's arms and the larger circle of lovers whose hands are joined in a dance, and the larger circle of all creatures passing in and out of life who also move in a dance to a music so subtle and so vast that no one hears it except in fragments. So ends our reading. Two people were out on the ocean in a boat. One of them began drilling a hole in the bottom of the boat. And the other, aghast, said, "What are you doing? Stop drilling." The first person replied, "It's all right. I'm only drilling on my side." It's part of our social conditioning that we often go about taking care of our own interests without considering, or worse, without caring about the very real impact we have on others, on other people, other creatures, the ecosystem of this planet that we share. We can be so oblivious. The big existential and spiritual questions: who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? Can sound a bit self-centered. And yet it is essential to know ourselves, to develop a sense of self and identity. But I posit it is impossible to do that, to know yourself in a vacuum. That, I believe, is the role of religious community. To provide people a chance to listen for and to grow into the calling of their own lives. But if the only question we ask is, "Who am I?" we risk believing that I, am at the very center of the universe. But we are no longer teenagers. The exploration of the self, of ego, has been at the center of much of our culture. And Unitarian Universalism, at the radical edge of liberal religion, has often been deeply immersed in this culture of individualism. Individualism has become the de facto orthodoxy of our time, which presents a special challenge for religious liberals. We pride ourselves on questioning orthodoxy, but to challenge the orthodoxy of individualism is to challenge ourselves. Religion, especially liberal religion, needs to play that countercultural role. Douglas Steer, a Quaker teacher, once wrote, "The ancient question, 'Who am I?' inevitably leads to a deeper one. Whose am I? Because there is no identity outside of relationship. You can't be a person by yourself," Steer says. To ask, "Whose am I?" is to extend the question far beyond the little self-absorbed self and wonder, who needs you? Who loves you? To whom are you accountable? Whose life is altered by your choices? And with whose life, whose lives, is your own all bound up inextricably in obvious or invisible ways, like the invisible threads that we were talking about earlier. And so we ask today, whose are we? To whom do we belong? In Unitarian Universalism, covenant calls us into chosen belonging. Not because we share a creed, that's not who we are, but because we commit to walking together, to journeying together. We're not held together by uniformity of belief, but by promises. Promises to show up for one another, to speak truth with love, and to hold one another accountable, and to stay in relationship even when it is hard, and to come back over and over. To belong is not only to be comforted, it is to be accountable. Belonging makes a claim on us. How does that feel? Belonging asks us to bring our best selves forward, to take responsibility for how we affect one another, to notice when someone is missing or struggling, to send cards of caring, to check in when you notice a change in their behavior, in their ability, to show up for one another in all the ways that we can because we are accountable, and keep showing up, even when the work is not easy, to move beyond our comfort zone, to make space for another, to grow. This is the promise that we make in community, is that we will forever be changed and changing and growing. I was recently part of a leadership workshop for the Unitarian Universalist Ministers Association, where we began with a check-in question: who are your people? At first it seemed simple. One person spoke of their children and spouse, another named their work colleagues. Then someone shared the ancestry that they discovered through DNA testing of the Yoruba and Zulu people who lived in their bones and in the generational trauma that they were carrying. When it was my turn, I told them about you. Not you specifically, but you, the people in congregations I have served. I told them how you are activists. You are community leaders and helpers and writers and pilgrims, environmentalists. I told them how you show up and how you care for one another. I beamed with pride and love because you are mine and I am yours. Whose are we? We may or may not claim our family of origin. Many have complex histories. But most of us belong to a family, whether by birth or by choice. And this spiritual community, this congregation, is something that we are here for by choice. This is chosen. We are not just individuals gathered in a room, we are part of something larger. This congregation's mission statement says that First You exists to kindle the light within, to inspire courage for nurturing the web of life and the creation of a just and compassionate world. Oh, I'm looking forward to picking that apart with you this year. all the things we can do with that mission statement and what you have been doing. That mission tells us that who we are already here and who we are to become has an obligation to those who are not yet here, to those who may be seeking, and those who may never set foot in this building, but whose lives are shaped by the justice that we work to create in the world. What might that ask of us? How do we welcome and adapt for those who are not yet among us or who may never be? How do we prepare for the unknown? As we begin this new program year and this new shared ministry, we are called to renew this covenant of who we are, whose we are, how we show up for and with one another. Whose are we? We are companions on a spiritual journey. We are also accountable to our neighbors, to this city, to the land and the waters and the people of the Algonquin Anishinaabe territory on which we gather, and to the future, to the children here today and those yet to come, those who will inherit what we are building, what we have yet to dream, and that which we cannot even dream, for it is theirs to dream and to build. A few years ago, I participated in a ministerial retreat where we engaged in a spiritual practice around this very question. We were paired off, and one person simply asked, "Whose are you?" And we answered whatever came to mind, and then gently the questioner said, "Blessed be," and then asked again, "Whose are you?" And again, and again, as we deepened into the layers of that very complex question, into the roots of our answers, the roots of our true understanding of belonging. At first, I named my family, and then my community, and then I spoke of my calling, that I belong to the ministry of Unitarian Universalism. I belong to my colleagues, my tribe of people who understand my life in a way that no one else can other than a colleague minister, and with whom I also have a covenantal agreement of mutual support, mutual challenge, and mutual care. I belong to those who came before, those brave female ministers who made it possible for me to be standing right here in front of you. I spoke of my ancestors, both biological and otherwise, wise people, brave people who toiled to create change in the world because they must, and so must we. Each answer, each time we came around again, "Whose are you? Blessed be," and "Whose are you?" It got more deeper and more personal. I am accountable to all those who will come after, living in the world that we are creating today for tomorrow. I belong to humanity. I belong to the body of the earth. I belong to the whales and the dolphins and the countless creatures whose lives I affect by my consumer choices. I belong to the spirit of life and love. I belong to God, and by God I mean a larger love that holds us all, a creative force that needs our gifts in order to continue to evolve and to bring love and life and justice and more creation into the world. To this I belong. to this I am accountable. By the end of this exercise, I was deeply moved. It was a simple but powerful question. Whose are you? Whose are you? Gently yet relentlessly, this question asked me to bear witness to the power of relationships and how relationships lay claim to my heart and my life, and they shape and bless me with interconnectedness to all life, belonging and a sense of purpose beyond anything I had imagined. Until I spoke aloud all of these claims on me, I had no idea how alone I thought I was. It was astonishing. It was liberating. Margaret Wheatley once wrote, "Very often the price of belonging to a community is to forfeit one's individual autonomy. We choose a life lived alone in order for it to be our life. We give up the meaningful life that can only be discovered in relationship with others for a meaningless life that at least we think is ours. And we end up in a deep and vacant place, overwhelmed by loneliness and the emptiness of life." This epidemic of loneliness, this culture of individualism that we live in has produced many of the ills that we see today. But here in this community, we can choose differently. We are choosing to be here, after all. We can remember that we are not just from somewhere, we are going somewhere together. We are linked to our ancestors and indebted to those who came before, and beholden to imagine a better future for those yet to come. And as Wendell Berry's poem reminded us as I began, we clasp the hands of those that go before us and the hands of those who come after us, and the larger circle of all creatures. With love as our guide, may we build a world where all will know welcome and belonging, where all are ours and we are theirs, where no one drills a hole in their side of the boat, because we know we are, all of us, in the same boat. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join in singing number 1008, so that'll be in the teal hymnal, "When Our Heart is in a Holy Place."
flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now we ask to please rise one more time and join in singing Spirit of Life, number 123 in the gray hymnal, and the screen will have verses in both English and French.
Go now from this space knowing that you are not alone. You are held in a great web of relationship with ancestors and descendants, with neighbors seen and unseen, with the creatures of the earth and the spirit of life and love. Let the question, whose are we, guide your choices and your steps. Belong boldly, love fiercely, and may the work of your hands and the dreams of your heart help build the world where all will know this belonging. Go in peace, go in love, go together.